Hello, Business Digest is here once again, and I'd like to say a very big thank you to all those who called to find out about season 2 of Business Digest with Tish. Today, I'm here with my maiden episode of season 2 of Business Digest with the managing director of Engen Ghana. His name is Mr. Henry Ofori Akwabwa. So just relax and enjoy this exciting interview. Mr. Akwabwa, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Tell us about Engen Ghana and who you are.
Well, Engen Ghana is an oil marketing company. We were established in Ghana in 1998. Engen Ghana is an affiliate of Engen Petroleum Limited. We have a head office in Cape Town, South Africa. Engen Petroleum is present in 18 countries in Africa at the moment. Sub-Saharan Africa and the Indian Ocean Islands. In most of these markets, we have market leadership. And what I mean by that is that we occupy the number 1 position in most of the markets where we are.
What are your core functions?
As an oil marketing company, we are involved in the sales and distribution of petroleum products, not just fuels, but lubricants and other chemical products. So we have retail service stations across the country. We sell fuel to bulk consumers, and then we supply some of the mining companies as well as project companies.
So you said Engen started in 1998. How has business been so far since you started?
Business performance is mostly in line with the economic environment or happenings in the economy. So over the period, we've had ups and downs. We've had some very good years, some very challenging years, I would say. I wouldn't say bad years. We had challenges, but we started with 2 service stations. Today we have 26.
26?
Yes.
Okay.
We have today about 60 commercial customers. Okay. What I mean by commercial customers are those consumers who procure petroleum products in bulk. So we're talking about the mining concerns, the manufacturing industries and companies, projects, contractors, etc.
Okay, tell us about your ups and downs, the bad times and the good times.
In 2013, the entire country was going through some challenges. If you remember back then, the government had to raise a bond to be able to pay off some of its debts. During that year, of course, economic growth has an impact on our business. When the economy is growing, it means there are a lot more activities. There's demand for petroleum products through the projects that will be carried out, etc. But that particular year, I think the economy was in dire straits as well. So customers are not paying. When the customers don't pay, you can't supply them. So it was quite a difficult year, but that was largely due to the challenges that we're facing in the economy as well.
So how did you overcome that?
Well, as a company, you must have a strong framework, to work with.
Tell us about your good times.
Well, from 2013, came 2014, then things started to improve. We all witnessed some kind of economic recovery. Then that took us into 2015. So 2015 was a very good year for us as well. I think it was that year also that the government introduced the policy of price deregulation in our industry. So it means if you got your pricing right, then you had a competitive edge over your customers.
You've heard of numerous gas explosions in the country. Have you ever tried blaming somebody for the unfortunate incident? Or what do you think went wrong?
It's important that we all understand that it is not the siting or the location of a service station that makes it risky or, or kind of would explode someday.
Someone would disagree with you on that.
No, if you go in Europe, even in South Africa, you have service stations under buildings. These are office complexes, etc. And have a service station located right under it. Again, people around the country, store petroleum products in one way or the other. I'm sure you have fuel in your car. Isn't that some form of storage? You have gas cylinders at home. That's what you use to cook. It's some form of storage. But it depends on the safety measures that you put in. So again, to avoid some of these explosions, and again, I still stand by my position that it has nothing to do with the location of the service station, but rather it is the safety measures that you are going to put in.
You think it's because people, like you said, hiring the right people to take care of the safety tanks? You think that is one area which needs serious attention, hiring the right people?
It does. I mean, I can tell you, if you do not take a donkey to a horse race, okay, I mean, you are going to fail. So you need to hire the right people from the onset.
Do you blame the company or those who have been hired to take care of the place?
It is hard to tell. I mean, when these things happen, first thing that comes to my mind is what I call the root cause, and do a root cause analysis. How did it all start? I mean, I'm sure you're talking about the famous one which happened. Was it June 3rd? No, June 3rd. I think June 3rd there was another gas explosion. Atomic gas explosion. So again, you would want to evaluate the processes that have been put in place. At what time did the tanker arrive at the site? Did they follow the discharge procedure, which entail that, I mean, for most established organizations, you must have fire extinguishers on standby. You must have leak detection equipment on standby as well, with all these things in place. You know, so you cannot just blame anybody for it unless you have done a proper analysis to see what went wrong. But basically, you need to ensure that you have covered all the basics when it comes to safety and the environment.
Are you okay with the operations of the NPA?
The NPA remains a very important authority, you know, in the downstream petroleum sector. Of course, that's the authority in charge. Over the period, they have evolved. I mean, they have put in place a framework which guides our industry, and I'll say the people there are doing a very fantastic job. I really like them.
Can you say that Engen has the right people doing the job for you?
Yes, I mean, I can boast of having the best skills, I mean, in the industry. All the people you find here are very knowledgeable of professions, or people who have different skill sets. So yes, some have backgrounds in petroleum engineering, others sales and marketing, accounting, name them, and many other courses. Selecting the right people to run our business is key to us. That's why we go through a rigorous process of selecting people. So any person you find working for Engen might have gone through that process to ensure that he or she delivers the best. We also do regular training of our forecourt attendants. Every month we give them refresher training. So I mean, when we visit every Engen service station, the first thing you see is, you know, pump attendants beckoning you to come to them. They feel you, engage you in a conversation, and then you know, try to make sure you feel valued. You know, give you the best of experience. So constant training has also been a key differentiator.
Is it easy doing business in Ghana?
There's a framework in place which guide businesses, but the challenge we have here is that there are many institutions and agencies that are supposed to guide businesses, but these institutions and agencies operate in silos. They're not talking to each other. Okay, so it leads to duplication. For example, as oil marketing companies, we've had the Ghana Highway Authority come to us to say, you need to pay for what they call entry and exit permit. What it means, every vehicle that comes to your service station might have used the road, so they have to pay for it. Forgetting that we pay corporate taxes. Now, in the price build-up, the fuel that you buy at the service station has a component called the road fund. We collect it on behalf of the government for the roads to be constructed. So do I need to pay something to collect money for you? You understand me? But on the other side, or on the other hand, the Ministry of Finance will probably say, look, OMCs are agents of, you know, collection agents, so let's give them the support to collect monies on our behalf.
You are a member of the oil marketing companies. Tell me, do you abide by the rules and regulations of the association?
Engen Ghana Limited, interestingly, is a founding member of the Association of Oil Marketing Companies, whatever regulations are in there had our input. So we are so committed to it, and we, as much as possible, try to influence the other oil marketing companies to also abide by the regulations governing our association.
Would you describe the oil industry as a lucrative one? Because you see people going into it, people opening service stations here and there. Is it a lucrative business?
A business being lucrative for me is relative. When a business is lucrative, it means you are posting good profits. Cannot say so for all the companies in the oil marketing space.
Okay.
Some are struggling, some have collapsed. Some are thriving, some are doing very well.
You are still doing well.
We are doing well. I mean, we are still in business, so it means we are doing well.
So remember, if you just joined us, we are here with the Managing Director of Engen Ghana. His name is Mr. Henry Akwabwa. Mr. Akwabwa, now let's talk about taxes. Are you okay with the current tax on petroleum? Do you think we need to scrap it completely, or it's okay?
No, I mean, it's to be suicidal for the country to scrap.
Suicidal?
Yes, I mean, the government...
Someone would disagree with you on that.
Yeah, the government needs revenue to develop the country. I mean, much as taxes do have an impact on our final prices, we still want the government to collect taxes and be able to develop the country.
Is there any appeal or request to the government or energy ministry, Mr. Akwabwa?
The energy ministry has also been quite proactive, in putting out policies and regulations that govern the petroleum sector. But what I would say is that they need to allow the market forces to work. They need to allow stakeholder interest, the forces of demand and supply, and allow consumers to have a choice. There shouldn't be any form of protectionism, or the prevention of, as it were, certain businesses to certain categories of industry players. They should create a level playing field, and at the end of the day, the best companies, or those companies that are appealing, or that present an appeal to the consumers, are the ones going to survive.
Engen Ghana in 2 years or 3 years or the near future, what should we expect from you? Something big?
Engen is... we have a vision of becoming the oil company of choice in sub-Saharan Africa and the Indian Ocean islands. Of course, Ghana remains a key part of that vision. So we're looking at expanding our portfolio in country. I mean, not just putting up service stations or anything, but also begin to engage in other sectors of the market. That will make Engen a lot more visible. So I would say that the Engen you see today probably will be twice or 3 times the size in the next 2 or 3 years.
Being with the Managing Director of Engen Ghana, his name is Mr. Henry Akwabwa. We spoke about operations in the oil industry. So thanks for joining me, and join me next week, Thursday on Business Digest.